The New York Yankees are not inviting Goose Gossage to attend spring training this year. And if you haven't heard, Goose is not happy about this. He gave a rant to the Daily News. I'll tell you what I can. He said, well, with power, is that what happens to you? You turn into a bleeping bleep hole. That's what he told the Daily News in referring to Cashman. Is that it? I don't know. The Yes Network reported earlier that he would not be a part of it as a guest instructor. And Gossage, when contacted by the Daily News, said that George Steinbrenner is, quote, rolling over in his grave, and said that the late Yankees owner would have fired Cashman 10 years ago. He would have been gone 10 years ago if George was still around. He would have been gone when he jumped out of that bleeping airplane. Do you think he's a good bleeping baseball guy? Really? He doesn't believe in bleeping coaching. Gossage told the paper that he had a falling out with Cashman during spring training. He said that he asked the GM why the relationship had soured, but Cashman didn't answer. Quote, didn't say a word. Of course, this is not the first time that Goose has made headlines. Last year, he made headlines as well and compared himself to Mariano Rivera, and ruffled feathers in 2016 when he called Jose Bautista a bleeping disgrace to the game, and also said that executives are a bunch of bleeping nerds running the game. Guys, suffice it to say, the Goose Gossage New York Yankees relationship may have run its course.
I think he's bleeped himself. He really has. I mean, you could be honest. You could do whatever you want, but the bottom line is he's cost himself an association with the Yankees in spring training. They have invited Guidry, Randolph, Tino Martinez, Mark Teixeira, Nick Swisher, amongst others, to be part of camp. And it's a great thing for these guys to be there. It's a great thing for the players. But, Goose has essentially talked himself out of being invited. And I'm sorry, even though he doesn't like the way the game is going now, you've got to accept it. And by saying these things, again, he's hurting himself.
I mean, the Yankees can't bring that kind of chaos into spring training. And Michael and I both love Goose. He's a great interview. I used to have him on when I worked at IATA back in the day. He'd always say yes to an interview. And he was always upfront and honest, but he is old man, get off my lawn. He thinks because he believes it's fact that it's something that absolutely has to be said. And it's wrong. You're ripping the organization. You're ripping the way they do things. You're ripping the way baseball does things. You can understand why the Yankees don't want him around. You think he'd get it, but he doesn't. He just doesn't get it. He is someone that's trying to hold on to the old way baseball used to be done. But, boy, can you find a way to do it in a nicer way than that?
And to say that Cashman doesn't know what he's doing. I mean, first of all, he just won the Executive of the Year. He's done, this isn't hyperbole. He's done an absolutely breathtakingly brilliant job, what he's done with this organization over the last couple of years. To say he doesn't know what he's doing, what exactly is Goose saying? How does he not know what he's doing when the team is one of the favorites to win the World Series? Now, let's see if they go out and do it. But, my goodness, he's taking these shots for no reason, and he really is hurting himself.